How about the schedule? What do you think about the schedule?
We're real excited, to start off at home against a division team. I think is great. A lot of primetime games, which is fun for the guys. We feel like we've got a team that's deserving of that opportunity. That's always a lot of fun. And so, really, you look at the first game, get started at home against a divisional team. That's all we care about at the moment.
So when do you start the process of trying to plot out your calendar for the year? Now that you know the schedule, in terms of going to try to give the guys a little break here, or step on the gas here. When do you start that whole thing?
Yeah, more about training camp. I've been more anxious to see the preseason schedule than anything else, to be quite honest with you. So once we get those dates nailed down, that's really what we're focused on. But it's not that difficult. We know we have an early Thursday game, so that's one of the major schedules you deal with. Other than that, it's not too much. I like where the bye's at. The midway point of the season. I think that's a good thing, and that's all we can focus on right now.
What are the main things you try and get out of these first couple of days with the rookies with limited on-field action?
Well, just getting them adjusted to life out here with new coaches, hearing the way that we communicate. They're right into it on Monday with our veterans. We don't do the 3-day rookie minicamp transition deal, that some people do. We just keep it brief out here for a workout, and then they'll jump into the fold on Monday. And, it's not right into OTAs. It's phase 2, which was a lot of individual work, so I think it's a good way to do it for 3 weeks. And you get a chance to see kind of how they stack up with the vets right out the gate.
Who stood out to you so far? I know a lot of guys.
I won't go that far as stand out. I thought it was a good-looking group. I don't think anybody was out of place. Our scouts have done a really good job, not just with the draft picks, but with the free agents, some of the tryout guys. We're really pleased with the group that we were able to bring in.
How important are these days for them to really make an impression and start that grind?
Well, every day is an opportunity that you can't waste, and the one thing we challenge them with is just be better tomorrow than you were today. Take the coaching. You don't have to school anymore. So whatever your position coach told you, go back to the hotel and write it down and make sure tomorrow you don't make the same mistake, or you can improve the technique. And I think those are the key takeaways for all these guys that were out here.
Is that part of the process as important as the physical evaluation, how a guy processes from the grease board to the field?
I think so, just because of where our team's at right now, and the spots of competition. You're going to have to learn quickly and show that you're coachable and show that you've got a high football IQ in order to make the team be able to compete for playing time. And that's a good place for us to be as a coaching staff. These guys are going to have to show up and prove that they can do it quickly.
What do you view as the benefit of not having the traditional kind of 3-day ramp-up period for the rookies?
Well, I think one of the things we just want to do is get them acclimated with our veterans as quickly as possible, and let them just slowly build up into OTAs, not overdo things so quickly. And I know there's a lot of excitement to get here, and to have them out there on the field too long when there is a lot of excitement, that we wouldn't want any soft tissue injuries or anything like that. We haven't been around these guys, so we'll ease them into it. That way, Joey Boze's got control of them in the weight room for a week. We can control them on the field in a restricted environment, and we're not necessarily overdoing it here over 3 days.
What are you seeing on the deck so far?
Really, really good kid. You can tell it's important to him. Very confident, humble. So just all the things that we knew about him before he got here.
And then we're looking at Justin Ray at tight end. You guys bring him in as an undrafted free agent. What have you seen out of him?
Yeah, had a good career at Kentucky. So excited to get him in the fold here and see what he can do.
What do you feel like are some of his strengths? How can he be utilized?
He's played at a high level of football. It seems like he's a smart kid. So again, we'll see how he gets acquainted with these other tight ends that got in the room as well.
What does that position kind of look like for you this year at tight end? How can you kind of fit in? What do you want to see out of that position?
Well, for a young guy, you got to contribute to special teams right out the gate, and we signed Hayden and expect him to play a big role for us. Drew Sample's been doing it. Mitch was our third tight end. We've got other guys on the roster that are competing, Thaddeus and Scotty and some guys that have been around. And so you come in the door and you got to prove yourself that way. It's big to make a big step in Darren's room and prove your worth that way, and then slowly start to get some reps as a tight end in the mix.
Zach, how important is it not to throw too much at guys early on, to let them kind of, that's part of, I guess, one of the reasons you have 1 day mini camp as opposed to 3, not throw too much at them?
Yeah, there's a mixture of feeding them the base installs that we have, but giving them a little extra to see how much they can retain, see who goes back and really is a pro about it. They know that they're here to spend their time trying to put their best foot forward on the football field and not, go out and enjoy Cincinnati. And there's time to do all that stuff, but also you want to make a strong first impression that whatever our coaches told us in the meeting on the field, I can prove quickly that I can retain that information and improve upon it the next day.
How much of the culture or the message is that the culture is indeed different here? I mean, it might be obvious to some of these players that the culture is different, but I mean, how important is that?
Well, we just want them to understand our way of doing things, and I can't speak to where they all come from, and we only care about our team compared to 31 other teams. But on Monday, they'll see first and foremost what's important to us when we get in team meetings, and start our process that way with what's important about our culture, how they can fit in, why they're here. So that process really starts more for us next week, and I'm excited to get into that with them.
How challenging is it? You've only got one back-to-back 1 o'clock Sunday kickoff in your whole schedule, just one time, and it's in the first half of the season. You play every day, you can possibly play every time of the day you can possibly play. How challenging, is that as you're trying to get your team ready for a season?
We'll find out, And the playoffs weren't that different. I think we played on a Sunday and then turned on and played on a Saturday, and then I don't even remember when we played Tennessee, if that was a Saturday or Sunday. But, we had to adjust late in the season. That's part of, being in these primetime games, which we accept and we're excited about. And, we look forward to getting the team ready, and I don't think that will be too much of an issue for us.
Thanks, Zach.
Thanks,
Zach.
Good? Yeah.